Hello my dear children, welcome to the mathematics class. Today we are going to discuss linear inequalities. Linear inequalities. In this chapter we are going to discuss exercise 6.3, page number 129 in the textbook. Okay my dear children, in the previous class we have discussed the solution set of linear equation in two variables graphically. Okay my children, I hope you understood, you learn well the concepts well. Okay my children, now come to this concept, exercise 6.3 concept. Are you ready to listen the class my children? Right. Solution of system of linear inequalities in two variables. Here system means in the previous exercise we are given only one linear inequality in two variables, isn't it or not my children? Right. Now we will be given two linear inequalities in two variables. Not only two linear inequalities, more than one, then that system is called system of that linear inequalities are said to be system of linear inequalities. Understood this point my children? If one and only one linear inequality is there, we don't say that is a system of linear inequalities. If more than one linear inequality is given in a question, that is said to be system of linear inequalities in two variables. Understood this concept my children? This is nothing but some extension, just extension of the previous exercise. Okay my children, the same concept will be extended, little bit extension more only. Okay my children, see here question number 1. Solve the system of inequalities x greater than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 2 graphically. Here also we have to solve this system of linear inequalities. How many inequalities are given? This is one linear inequality and this is another linear inequality. More than one inequality is given. So this is called system of linear inequalities. Okay my children? Right. So for this first linear inequality, we know how to draw, how to represent the solution of this inequality graphically. We have learned in the previous exercise. The same concept extended to the second one also. I will show you how to solve the system of these linear inequalities graphically. Okay my children? So what is the given inequalities? Given x greater than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 2. So for the first one, let us represent graphically. Let us represent the solution set of this first linear inequality graphically. So first let us draw the graph of the solution set of this linear inequality. Do you remember that steps my dear children, how to represent the solution set of a linear inequality in two variables in the previous exercise? Just in the previous exercise we have learned. So we use the same concept here. So here greater than or equal to sign is there. So what is the equation? X is equal to 3. So we have to draw dark line or dotted line my dear children. Yes, dark line, thick line, because greater than or equal to symbol is there. So we have to draw the thick line or dark line. We have to draw the graph of x is equal to 3. Graph of x is equal to 3 by by a dark line. Understood this point, my children? Right. We draw the graph of the equation x is equal to 3. Okay, my children? Understood? Right. So on this graph, first we have to draw the graph of the line x is equal to 3. Where x is equal to 3, it is parallel to y-axis. This x is equal to 3 is parallel to y-axis at a distance of 3 units from the origin. So like this. This is the graph of the line x is equal to 3. Okay, my children? Right. Here greater than or equal to means what should we do? We have to substitute 0, 0 in this inequal 0, 0. Means here x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0. In this inequality where x is there, we have to substitute 0. If where y is there, we have to substitute 0. So 0 greater than or equal to 3. Understood this point, my children? I substitute x value 0. 0 greater than or equal to 3. Is it a true statement, my children? False. Do you remember these steps, my children? When you are drawing the graph of solution set of linear inequality in two variables, we follow the same steps here also. Okay, my children? So we got here false statement. Now here this line is dividing this entire Cartesian plane into two half planes. This is the first half plane. For this line, right side is first half plane. This entire, this is the second half plane, left side of this line x is equal to 3. So we got here false statement where the origin 0, 0 lies in the second half plane or first half plane. Yes, 0, 0 origin lies in the second half plane. So we should not draw this region. We should not shade this region. Means we have to shade that side region. Okay, my children, understood this point? So like this. So this is a graph of the solution set of this inequality x greater than or equal to 3. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Similarly, we draw the graph of the solution set of this inequality in the same graph sheet. Okay, my dear children? Understood? So we follow the same steps like this only. Okay, my dear children? Right. Therefore, this horizontal lines shaded region denotes. Therefore, horizontal lines shaded region denotes the graph of x greater than or equal to 3, or you can say that graph of the solution set of x greater than or equal to 3. Okay, my dear children, understood? We have drawn. Next, what is the second linear inequality? Y is greater than or equal to 2. Graph of you have to draw the graph of y greater than or equal to 2 on this graph sheet only, the same graph sheet. So if you observe this inequality greater than or equal to sign is there. So what should we do? We have to draw a line, dotted line or a dark thick line. Yes, thick line, the equal to sign is there. So we have to draw the graph of by a thick line or dark line. Understood this point, my children? Now here only one variable, that is y is equal to 2. So no need to prepare a table, put x is equal to 0, put y is equal to 0 like this. In the previous exercise we have kept in the given linear inequality, first case we put x is equal to 0, we got 1 point A. Similarly, if we put y is equal to 0, then we got another point B. Do you remember these points, my children? So, but here no need to use that procedure here because only one variable is there, y is equal to 2. This is parallel to x-axis. Y is equal to 2 is a line parallel to, y is equal to 2 is a line. No need to take the points. Okay, my children? Parallel to x-axis at a distance of 2 units from the origin. And above the origin. If y is equal to -2, then we draw down below the origin. Okay, my children, understood this point. So let us draw the graph of the line y is equal to 2. So this is y is equal to 2. This is a graph of the line y is equal to 2. Understood my point, my children? Here we have not taken x is equal to 0. We did not substitute x is equal to 0 and we got 1 point. We did not substitute y is equal to 0. Another point, no need to find 2 points. Here directly it is parallel to x-axis at a distance of 2 units. Understood this point, my children? Right. Now if observe this line is dividing this Cartesian plane into 2 half planes. What are the 2 half planes? Above the half plane and below the half plane. Let us assume that this is the third half plane, this is the fourth half plane. Previously this line divided the total Cartesian plane into 2 half planes. This is right side is one half plane, left side is another half plane. We denoted by first and second. So without confusion, I have given the name. Above the line half plane is denoted by third half plane. Below the line y is equal to 2. This half plane is denoted by fourth half plane. Okay, my children, don't be confused. Okay, my children, these are not quadrants, half planes. Okay, my children, understood? So now question, we have to question ourselves. Which half plane should be shaded? Above the line half plane should be shaded or below the line of half plane should be shaded. To get the solution, to get the answer to that question, we have to put 0, 0. We have to put 0, 0 in the given inequality. Do you remember this point, my children? Right. Then we get this is x coordinate and this is y coordinate. Y coordinate is 0, y value. So 0 greater than or equal to 2. We got this statement. Is it true statement or false statement? False. Isn't it or not, my children? It is a false statement. Then we have to identify origin 0, 0 in which of plane lies below the of plane or above this line of plane. Yes, this origin is lying below this line of plane, so we should not shade this of plane. We have to shade above the of plane, above this line of plane. Understood this point, my children? So we have to shade this of plane, so like this. Above this line of plane should be shaded by different lines. Here I have used horizontal lines. Now I am using the vertical lines. Understood this point, my children? So this vertical lines shaded region denotes the solution or graph of y greater than or equal to 2, along including the points on the line y is equal to 2, because greater than or equal to 2. Understood this point, my children? We have drawn the graph of the linear inequality y greater than or equal to 2. Then we got this shaded region. If you observe this diagram, what is the common area? This one. This check lines shaded region is a common area. That is nothing but the solution of the system of the given linear inequalities. Understood this point, my dear children? That's all. At last we have to write this shaded region, the common region, double lines shaded region. Double lines shaded region denotes the solution of the given system of linear inequalities. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Write that point. The vertical lines shaded region. Understood this point, my dear children? So this vertical lines shaded region, including the points on the line y is equal to 2, denotes the graph of y greater than or equal to 2. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now, finally, we have to write this double lines shaded region denotes, therefore, system of linear inequalities x greater than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 2. That's all. Finally, we have to write this point. This two lines shaded, double lines shaded region denotes the graph of the system of linear inequalities x greater than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 2. Understood this point, my dear children? Just we combined two graphs on one graph sheet. That is enough. Understood this point, my dear children? We extend the concept to any number of inequalities. In this question, we have taken two inequalities, namely x greater than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 2. We extended the same concept to 3 inequalities also. Same. Now, on the same graph sheet, we have to draw 3 graphs. The 3 lines shaded region denotes the graph of the system of linear equalities, 3 linear inequalities. Understood this point, my children? If 4 linear inequalities are given in the system of linear inequalities. If there are 4 linear inequalities, then we have to draw 4 graphs. For each inequality, we have to draw the graph. So for 4 linear inequalities, we get 4 lines, shaded regions. So the common area denotes the graph of the system of linear inequalities of the 4 linear inequalities. Understood this point, my children? Right. Come to the next question. That is question number 2. Okay, my children. Solve the system of linear inequalities. 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 12, x greater than or equal to 1, y greater than or equal to 2. Understood this question, my children? How many linear inequalities are given? 3 linear inequalities are given. This is one linear inequality. 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 12. Second linear inequality is x greater than or equal to 1. And the third linear inequality is y greater than or equal to 2. For all these 3 linear inequalities, we have to draw the graphs one by one. We will draw the graphs of these linear inequalities one by one on the same graph sheet. Okay, my children? Right. Now come to the solution part. First, let us write the given linear inequalities. Given 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 12, x greater than or equal to 1, y greater than or equal to 2. Now, I am drawing the graph of 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 12. Okay, my children? Right. What should we do? First, we have to observe which inequality sign is given in the inequality, less than or equal to. So, we have to draw the graph of the line 3x plus 2y is equal to 12 by a dotted line or thick line, my dear children? Yes, thick line. Okay, my dear children, not a broken line. Understood this point, my dear children? So we write that statement. We have to draw graph of the line 3x plus, in the place of inequality sign we keep here is equal to sign. Do you remember this point, my children? Right. So we have to draw the graph of the line 3x plus 2y is equal to 12 by a dark line. Understood this point, my children? Right. So to draw the graph of the line 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, what should we do? Put y is equal to 0. First step, put then what will you get here? If you put y is equal to 0, 3x plus 2 into 0 is equal to 12. Understood this step, my children? I substituted y is equal to 0 in this equation. Okay, my children? Right. This implies I wrote the first term as it is. What will you get here? Second term, 2 zeros, 0. So no need to write this second term. Is equal to 12. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies x is equal to, we are transposing this 3 to RHS, then it becomes by 3. Do you remember this rule, my dear children? While you are transposing a quantity from left hand side to right hand side, yes, we have to follow that rules. Okay, my children? Right. 3 once, 3 4 times. This implies x is equal to 4. So we got x coordinate. Then y coordinate is 0. If y coordinate is 0, x coordinate is 4. Therefore, let a is equal to, what is x coordinate? 4. So 4 comma y coordinate is 0. We got 1 point. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now put x is equal to 0. put x is equal to 0 in this equation. Then we get 3 into 0 plus 2y is equal to 12. Understood this step, my children? By substituting x is equal to 0 in this equation, we got this step. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies, what is the value of first term? 3 zeros? 0. No need to write the first term. Plus 2y. So 2y is equal to 12. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies we have to transpose this quantity to RHS. Then it becomes by 2. So y is equal to 12 by 2. What will get here? 2 once, 2 6 times. This implies y is equal to 6. Understood this step, my children? Let b is equal to, what is x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 6. So we got 2 points, a 4, 0, b 0, 6. We have to plot these 2 points on the graph sheet. Do you remember the first these points and these steps, my children? You have learnt in the previous exercise. Do you remember the points, my children? Right. So we got points a 4, 0, b 0, 6. Let us plot these 2 points on this graph sheet. Okay, my children? Do you know how to plot a point on the graph sheet? Yes. Here 4, 0. Here y coordinate is 0. Therefore, this point lies on x-axis. Here 4, 0. 4, 0. That is a point A. Now come to the point B, 0, 6. Here x coordinate is 0. So this point lies on y-axis. So here point B, 0, 6. Now we have to join these 2 points by a ruler, by using scale, by using ruler, by using the scale. We have to join these 2 points. Thick line. Do you remember that point, my children? Yes, we have written that statement. So draw the line. Draw the thick line. This line denotes 2x plus 3y. 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. This is the equation of the line. 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. Now this line, if you observe, this line is dividing this Cartesian plane into 2 half planes. Right side of this half plane and left side of this line is the second half plane. Don't be confused here, my children. This does not denote first quadrant, second quadrant, half plane. Okay, my children. This is the first half plane and this is the second half plane, downside. Understood this point, my children? Now the question arises, which half plane should be shaded? Then there is a technique. We have to put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, 0, 0 in the inequality. Put two x plus 3y less than or equal to 12. This is a given inequality. In this given inequality, we have to substitute 0, 0. For easier calculation, I have chosen this point. You can choose any point in this Cartesian plane. Okay, my children, not only 0, 0. For easier calculation, I have selected this point. Okay, my children. Then we have to substitute that point in this inequality. Then what will you get? 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0 less than or equal to 12. Understood this step, my children? I substituted x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 in this inequality. This implies, what will you get here? What is the value of first term? 0 plus, what will you get the value of second term? 0. So 0 plus 0, what will you get? Finally 0 less than or equal to 12. Finally we got this statement. Is it true statement or false? Yes, it is a true statement. 0 less than or equal to 12 is a true statement. We got here a true statement. So we have to come to the graph. In which half plane 0, 0 lies? in the first half plane or in the second half plane 0, 0 lies? Yes, here 0, 0, 0, that is the origin lies in the second half plane, this side. Understood this point, my children? So we have to shade this region because we got here true statement. So we have to shade the region in which the point 0, 0 lies. So this is second half plane. We have to shade. Understood this point, my children? This is the graph of 2x plus 3y less than or equal to 12. So finally we write the slant lines. The slant lines shaded region including the points on the line what is the line here? 2x plus 3y is equal to 12 less than or equal to. So we write this word including. If we only less than symbol is there or only greater than, we write here excluding. Understood this point, my children? Remember this word including the points on the line 2x plus 3y is equal to 12 denotes the graph of 2x plus 3y. So this shaded slant lines shaded region denotes including the points on the line 2x plus 3y is equal to 12 denotes the graph of 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 12. Understood this point, my children? Right. Now come to the second inequality. What is the second inequality? X is greater than or equal to 1. So we have to draw the graph of x greater than or equal to 1 on the same graph sheet. Understood this point, my children? Right. So we have drawn the graph of the first inequality. We have got. Okay, my children. Now we have to draw the graph of x greater than or equal to 1. Okay, my children? Right. Here we have to draw the line first. What is the line? X is equal to 1. We have to draw the graph of the line x is equal to 1. We follow the same steps here. In the place of inequality sign, we kept is equal to sign, we get equation. X is equal to 1. Understood this point, my children? Then by a thick line, because greater than or equal to, sign is there. So by a thick line, we have to draw the graph of this line. If you observe, this is parallel to y-axis. X is equal to 1. Parallel to y-axis. So x is equal to 1 is parallel to y-axis at a distance of 1 unit from the origin and right side of the origin. Understood this point, my children? So x is equal to 1 here. We have to draw a parallel line. See here. we have to write equation of the line, my dear children. Please remember this point also. So this line is the graph of equation x is equal to 1. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now this line is dividing into two half planes. Left side of this line is one half plane. Right side of this line is the second half plane. So which half plane should be shaded? What I said, we have to substitute 0, 0 in the given inequality. Put 0, 0 x greater than or equal to 1. Now let us verify whether we are getting true statement or false statement. So 0 greater than or equal to 1. In this inequality we are substituting x is equal to 0, and if y is there we substitute y is equal to 0. Understood this point, my dear children? So then we got 0 greater than or equal to 1. Is it true statement or false statement, my dear children? 0 is greater than or equal to 1 is a false statement. So in which side origin is there? In the second half plane. For this left side second half plane we have assumed that one. So for this line right side is a first half plane. So we have to draw that sided region, that half plane. So this side. Along this line we have to draw these horizontal lines. You can draw these lines till the end of the graph sheet. We can extend. That is why we kept the arrow symbol. Understood this point, my dear children? So this horizontal lines is shaded region along the points on the line x is equal to 1 denotes the graph of x greater than or equal to 1. Therefore including the points on the line x is equal to 1 denotes the graph of x greater than or equal to 1. This horizontal lines shaded region including the points on the line x is equal to 1 denotes the graph of x greater than or equal to 1. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. One more inequality is there. What is that? Y greater than or equal to 2. We have to draw the graph of y greater than or equal to 2 on this same graph sheet. Okay, my dear children? Understood this point? Right. So come to the third inequality, that is y greater than or equal to 2. We have to draw the graph of this linear inequality y greater than or equal to 2. If you observe this here, linear inequality y greater than or equal to 2, only one variable. So we have to draw the equation line. We have to write the equation. So we have to draw the graph of in the place of inequality sign we have to keep is equal to sign, then we get an equation. So we have to draw the graph of the line y is equal to 2 by dotted line or dark line. Yes, dark line, because greater than or equal to, or thick line by dark line. You can say dark line or thick line, both denote the same. Okay, my children, understood this point? If you observe this one, y is equal to is a line parallel to x axis and above the x-axis at a distance of 2 units from the origin. Y is equal to 2. Here no need to put x is equal to 0, put y is equal to 0. No need to follow that steps. Okay, my children, because only one variable. Directly we can draw the graph of the line. Okay, my children. So y is equal to 2 is a line parallel to x-axis at a distance of 2 units from the origin and above the origin, because it is a positive number. If it is a negative number below the origin, we write like that. Understood this point, my children? So here it is a positive number, so above the origin. If it is negative, means y is equal to -2, then below the origin. So we draw like this here, downside, down the origin. Okay, my children? And above the origin. Understood this point, my children? So we draw the graph of the line y is equal to 2. How that line is? It is a parallel to x-axis. Y is equal to 2 is a parallel to x-axis like this. See here, y is equal to 2. Parallel to x-axis like this. This is a graph of the line y is equal to 2. We have drawn graph of the line y is equal to 2. Now this line is dividing this Cartesian plane into 2 half planes, above the line and below the line. Above the line is the first half plane, let us assume that in your mind, and below the line is the second half plane. Now we have to question ourselves, which half plane should be shaded. Then there is a technique. What is the technique? We have to put 0, 0 in the given inequality. Put 0, 0 in the given inequality. What will you get here? 0 greater than or equal to 2. Understood this point, my children? 0 greater than or equal to 2. Is it a true statement or false? Yes, it is a false statement. We got here false statement. Now we have to identify which half plane contains 0, 0. This first half plane or second half plane? Yes, the second half plane contains 0, 0. So we should not shade this second half plane. We have to shade the first half plane. Previously we assumed this line is dividing into 2 half planes, namely this above the line is the first half plane and below the line is the second half plane. So we have to shade this first half plane. Understand this point, my children? So I am drawing vertical lines. Understood the graph of this y greater than or equal to, my dear children? Right. Now the region where the 3 lines are intersecting, this region, see this triangle. Are you identifying that area, my dear children? This area, this triangle area contains 3 types of lines: horizontal lines, slant lines, and also vertical lines. So this triangle, this concept is very, very important, my dear children. This chapter is very important for second year also. In the second year there is a chapter, linear programming. For that chapter, this is a basic knowledge. So learn this knowledge, my dear children. Learn these concepts well, my dear children. This knowledge is very, very useful for second year linear programming problems. For that chapter, this knowledge is very, very useful. Okay, my children? Right. Understood this point, my children? So we write here the vertical lines is shaded region. Vertical lines is shaded region, including the points on the line y is equal to 2 denotes the graph of y greater than or equal to 2. We have drawn the graphs of 3 linear inequalities on the same graph sheet, and finally we have to write what are the 3 lines in the rectangle box. First graph shaded by vertical lines, so draw vertical lines here. To draw the graph of the second linear inequality x greater than or equal to 2, which lines are used here? Horizontal lines. So draw horizontal lines here. And to draw the graph of the third linear inequality y greater than or equal to 2, which lines are used here? Vertical lines. These 3 vertical lines. Draw like here. These 3 lines shaded region. Three lines shaded region. Denotes the solution of the system of linear inequalities 2x plus 3y greater than or equal to 2, x greater than or equal to 1, and y greater than or equal to 2. Finally, we have to write this conclusion step. Understood this point, my children? Right. Now, you solve the remaining questions in this exercise, my children. The same concept. Okay, my children? I don't explain the remaining questions in this exercise. Please try yourself, my children, the remaining questions in this exercise. If you have any doubts, ask your doubts and get your doubts clarified. I will start the new chapter in the next class. Okay, my children? Understood? Right.